The stakes were high this weekend. It could have been disastrous. But I think when you're going into something like this, when you're planning something that's so big, you have to sort of know it's not going to be pulled off exactly the way you think it's going to happen, right?
Well, with a name like Murphy, what can go wrong is absolutely going to go wrong. And this is nothing new for us. We've been dealing with this curse for our entire life. So I knew that we had to have all of our bases covered when my brother planned to propose to his girlfriend of a year on Friday.
Percentage-wise, as far as the planning of this proposal goes, your participation versus your brother's participation in this, your percentage was what?
I don't know. Actually, proposing is probably 90% of the thing. But when it comes to planning the proposal, it's probably like 98%.
98%. He comes in at the very end like a good closer in baseball, asks the question, but you do everything leading up to that.
I was like, you take all the credit. I'm like, I just want to make sure that she's happy and she's having a good time.
And he bought the ring, right?
You know what? Honestly, that's kind of the most important part, too.
Yes, it is.
And, he has to handle the whole marriage thing. So if we're just talking about the execution, he's handling all of the hard stuff. I just put up some flowers. So, let's be real. Who really has the more difficult job here? But yeah, my brother, he decided to propose to his girlfriend a couple of months ago. They moved in together. My mom was like, y'all need to get married. And he was like, yeah, I'm 30. We should probably do that. So they are getting married. They decided to get engaged. And when he was in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, I was like, so what's the deal with the proposal? What's going on? And he's like, yeah, I don't really know. I'm like, I bought my plane ticket. I'm coming down. I need to know what we're doing. And so it was at that dinner that we just started making emails to all of these picnic companies. They'll do those fancy picnics on beaches or in parks or stuff. And they also have a side business where they'll set up your proposal, where they'll just put up a little table and get you some drinks and some candles. They'll kind of do all the heavy lifting for you. So I'm like, all we got to do is throw money at the problem and we're going to handle it. So we start doing that. And then he goes, hey, can you take photos of the proposal? I'm like, I do not want to risk screwing this up. This is a big moment. I know she's going to want to post. So I'm like, here's my wedding gift to you. I will spend a stupid amount of money on a photographer and we're going to handle this. So I start planning. I'm the point of contact for this picnic person. We plan out where it's going to be. We find out the perfect park in Tampa with a beautiful view of the skyline. It's right off of the University of Tampa's campus. So it's just very pretty, very aesthetic, very manicured. And then truly what can go wrong will go wrong because, of course, I'm the point of contact and my flight gets delayed. I show up to the airport and the plane is here, but they're giving us some kind of weird BS reason why we can't get on the plane. They're like, we got to clean it and then it's got to go through security and we don't know when we're going to get on the plane. So I'm texting my mom. I'm like, well, shoot, I don't know who's going to direct, who's going to produce, who is going to be there with the people if I'm not there. And thankfully, we eventually get on the plane. We were only delayed about a half an hour. But then, of course, I get to Tampa and because it's Florida in June, it was raining all afternoon. And I, of course, being well prepared, knew this was going to be a problem because all week I'm looking at the forecast and literally from Sunday through Friday, I'm texting my family, I'm texting the group chat. Hey, I don't know if you've seen the forecast, but literally the only time it's supposed to rain is between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m., which is conveniently when we're supposed to propose. Let's think of a backup plan. Do we have a house we can go to? Can we do it at your golf club? Where can we go? And literally the whole week, my family's like, it's Florida, it'll be fine. We won't know until the last minute whether it's going to rain. I'm like, nuh-uh, we're the Murphys. What can go wrong will go wrong. We need a backup plan. So I'm working with the proposal people, and they're like, it's going to be fine. I'm like, it's going to be fine! If it rains, we have no backup plan! So, of course, because it's raining in the afternoon, I finally text the proposal people. I'm like, hey,
Told you.
First of all, told you. Second of all, what are we going to do? And then they suggested a great backup plan right behind the park that we were going to propose at. We where my brother was going to propose is this beautiful museum.
I love that all three of you are getting married.
All three of us are part of this. I'm more invested than anybody in this. It's this beautiful building. It is probably the most beautiful building in Tampa. It kind of looks like something you would see in St. Petersburg, Russia. It's this very interesting building. It's half museum. It's the plant museum in Tampa, but it's also like one of the main buildings of the University of Tampa. It's gorgeous, tree-lined, it's stunning. So I'm like,
a
this is
golden dome type thing?
kind of. There's like, what are those things called? It's like a turret. It's like a, and it just looks, it doesn't look like it belongs in Tampa. It looks like you are in some old world European country. So this is great because I'm like, we're in Tampa. Yeah. We're in Trampa.
Yeah,
so,
I know. Like that made your heart happy just because you're like, as long as we don't feel like we're in Tampa.
I'm like, literally get us out of Florida anywhere. So it ends up being this beautiful setup. Honestly, probably prettier than the original plan because no one was out because it's raining. So we weren't like fighting with other people trying to take photos. So we end up setting up the kind of like, I joke and I call it a shrine because that's how all these proposal things go. Like you set up photos and you set up candles and stuff. So we've set up the shrine at the top of these steps at Henry Plant Hall, and it looks perfect. It's a little wet on the ground, so I'm texting my brother that like you might want to crouch if you don't want your pants wet. And the nerves are starting to kick in because my brother is blowing up the group chat because he's like, I need you to send videos. Can you send the exact pin? And I can just feel his nerves on the other side that he's really starting to panic because this is also a big moment for him too. Because like at the end of the day, like I can set up the flowers, but you got to say the right things. You got to set the tone, and we've got to keep it a surprise as well. And so he's at a bar across the street with his now fiance and another couple, communicating with me about how he can get here and make it a surprise. So I'm looking at his location. I'm talking with the photographer. She's in the bushes. I'm crouched in the water behind Henry Plant Museum, behind this pillar. Like we look like we are about to attack somebody guerrilla warfare style. So finally I see on Find My Friends, my brother leaves the bar and he pulls up and he's like, do not be seen. Do not ruin the surprise. So I'm like digging holes trying to get in the ground. I'm like, how can I be even more unseen? And finally, his car pulls up and they get dropped off right in front of me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to ruin this. He's never going to forgive me. He's going to be so upset. I've done all this work and now I'm going to ruin the surprise. And thankfully, somehow my brother had paid attention to the videos I had seen or I had sent him, trying to make sure that he knew where to go. And he has the umbrella because, of course, it's raining. He's got his fiance. She looks beautiful. And I'm DJing. I got the Bluetooth speaker. So before they get there, I have a little mood music happening. So the car's pulling up. I'm crouched. I've got water in my underwear because I'm literally digging holes at Henry Plant Hall.
You're like a drowned rat DJ.
I'm literally a drowned rat DJ. And so then as they start walking, I shift the Spotify playlist to a song from the first season of Bridgerton, which to me is the most romantic season of TV show of all time. And it's a song called Come With Me by Chris Bowers. So now we're setting a more ominous tone. Like, what's happening? Why are these candles here? Why is there a sign that says, will you marry me? And the tension is building. They're walking the steps. She finally knows I'm getting proposed to. Ben's relieved because everything is here. I've set everything up well. And now he's got to get on one knee and ask her the question. So then I shift it to another song from the first season of Bridgerton where there's a big love confession. And it's another instrumental called Love is a Choice. She's flabbergasted. She's so excited. She can't believe this is happening. This moment that she's thought of her entire life. She says yes! And they get engaged, and so he puts the ring on and they kiss and it's great. And then before the proposal happened, I asked him, I was like, do you guys have a song? Like a song that you're going to dance to at your wedding, a song that you love? And conveniently, he brought up a song that I love. It's by a guy named Max McNone called Better Me For You. So once she says yes and they're kissing and they're looking at the ring, she's so happy, I play their song. They're feeling the moment. I'm sure they're blacked out. I don't even think they know like what's happening because they're just so overjoyed and they can't believe it's happening.
When the video happens, they'll get it. They'll be able to take it all in.
Exactly. And so then, of course, everyone's there and we all embrace. We're having this moment. She's so happy and they're taking photos with the photographer that I paid for because otherwise it would have been me with the iPhone. And there's this really cool moment at the end. We're all like, just talking about our experiences and we can't wait for the future. And I got some videos of like her family that couldn't be there. So she's watching videos of her family that couldn't be there. And it's just a really sweet moment. And then I had one final surprise at the very end that I could not believe that I pulled off because when my brother told me that he loved that song by this guy, Max McNone, I was like, oh my God, I love him. I follow him on Instagram. I was like, I wonder if I like slide into his DMs if he would like answer and maybe send a video. So you guys, I kid you not, 2 weeks ago, it's like a Friday night. I'm literally in my bed like a freaking hermit planning my brother's proposal. And I messaged Max McNone. I'm like, hey, Max McNone, la, 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 my brother loves this song, blah, 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 blah. He's going to propose this song, blah, 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 blah. Would you send a video? 5 minutes later,
Come on.
he responds.
What's the name of this dude?
Max McNone.
Much credit.
Amanda knows him.
Oh, yeah?
I'll tell you later about the connection. But anyway, so he responds literally instantly. He's like, I would love to. What's their name? And so I say, Ben and Kylie, blah, 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 blah. Send that off into the ether. A minute later, he sends this.
Ben and Kylie, or the Murphys. I am backstage at the Ascend Amphitheater in Nashville, about to play a set with Jake Owen, but I heard that Better Me For You is a very special song to y'all, and so I wanted to leave you this message and just say thank you so much for listening, and congratulations on getting married. That is such a giant leap in life, and I am very proud to hear that. So, shout out to you guys, and thank you for being fans.
Amazing.
Isn't that crazy? That's incredible. The noise you hear in the back, he's literally backstage. He's got his headset in, and he's like, yeah, I'm literally about to like walk on stage, but like just wanted to let y'all know.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So really cool dude. Of course, when I brought up, I was like, yeah, that's the song I played when you said yes. And she goes, I didn't hear it. And I was like, well, dance to it at your wedding. So it makes sense. So
A+ all the way
nice
around.
job,
Girl.
Abigail.
Well done.
She done did it. She
Very
done did
well
it.
done.
The Bert Show.